welcome back to our channel, where we gather to discuss the timeless drama and unforgettable characters of Port Charles. It is a beautiful day to dive deep into the intricate webs woven by our favorite families, and we are so thrilled to have you join us once again for another passionate discussion about the show we hold so dear. For those of us who have watched General Hospital for decades, the hospital itself is not just a setting, it is the beating heart of Port Charles, a silent character that has witnessed generations of triumphs, tragedies, and intense power struggles. I have always believed that the most compelling storylines on this show are the ones that center around the political and administrative control of the hospital. It takes us back to the golden days of the series, reminding us of the fierce battles fought by the likes of Steve Hardy and Edward Quartermain. Right now, we are witnessing a brand new chapter in this ongoing saga, and I must say, as a longtime fan and a critical observer, the current developments regarding the hospital board are nothing short of spectacular. The announcement that a new candidate is being considered for the crucial 16th seat on the board of directors has sent shockwaves through the corridors of General Hospital, and the implications are absolutely massive. Elizabeth Baldwin, a woman whose dedication to the hospital is practically unmatched, has been singing the praises of this new candidate. Elizabeth has always been a moral compass in many ways, a dedicated nurse who has seen the very best and the very worst of humanity walk through those sliding doors. When Elizabeth speaks, people tend to listen. Her glowing endorsement of the candidate for the 16th board member position carries a tremendous amount of weight. However, I find myself deeply questioning Elizabeth's judgment in this particular instance. Has her inherent goodness blinded her to the darker realities of the people she interacts with, or is she being expertly manipulated by someone who knows exactly how to play on her sympathies? It is fascinating to watch Elizabeth, a character we have loved and trusted for years, potentially making a colossal misstep that could alter the future of the entire institution. The revelation that Willow Kane is the highly likely appointee for this powerful seat is a twist that I find both exhilarating and deeply troubling. If you had told me a few years ago that Willow, the sweet, unassuming school teacher who survived a cult, would be maneuvering her way into a position of ultimate corporate power at General Hospital, I would have laughed. Yet, here we are. Willow's trajectory has been one of the most drastic character evolutions we have seen in recent memory. She is no longer just a victim of circumstance, she is actively accumulating power, and her impending appointment to the board is a testament to how far she has climbed. But at what cost? As a critic, I have to point out that this sudden rise to power feels ominous. The writers are brilliantly setting her up for a monumental fall, and I am here for every second of it. Naturally, the prospect of Willow Kane sitting on the board has incited the absolute fury of Tracy Quartermain. Oh, Tracy! For those of us who have followed the Quartermain legacy since the beginning, Tracy's reactions are the gold standard of soap opera drama. She is the fierce, uncompromising gatekeeper of her family's legacy, and she views General Hospital as an extension of the Quartermain empire. To Tracy, the idea of Willow, someone she likely views as an upstart with a deeply questionable past and present, holding the swing vote on the board is an absolute insult. I absolutely agree with Tracy's outrage here. Tracy understands that the 16th seat is not just a ceremonial title. It is the tiebreaker, the ultimate position of influence that can dictate hospital policy, financial direction, and structural integrity. Tracy's anger is not just about personal dislike. It is about protecting the institution from someone she fundamentally distrusts. The tension between Willow and Tracy is escalating into an all-out war, and it is a masterclass in generational conflict. On one side, you have Tracy, armed with decades of ruthless business acumen, an unparalleled pedigree, and a fiercely protective instinct. On the other side, you have Willow, a younger, increasingly desperate woman who is learning how to play the game and is seemingly unbound by the traditional rules of engagement. I find myself thoroughly captivated by their interactions. Every glare, every thinly veiled threat exchange between them crackles with electricity. Tracy knows that Willow is hiding something, even if she does not yet know the full extent of it. Tracy has a sixth sense for deception, and Willow is practically radiating it. I cannot help but wonder how long it will take for Tracy to completely dismantle Willow's carefully constructed facade. What makes this boardroom battle so incredibly explosive is the dark, rotting secret at the center of Willow's current existence. We know that Willow's power is growing, but it is built on a foundation of severe criminality and moral decay. The truth that she is desperately trying to keep hidden revolves around her horrific actions concerning Drew Cain's illness. This is where the storyline crosses the line from a corporate power struggle into a dark psychological thriller. Willow is not just an ambitious woman reaching for a promotion. She is a desperate criminal willing to do absolutely anything to hide the evidence of her crimes. The fact that she is manipulating medical situations and covering up her involvement in Drew's deteriorating condition while simultaneously running for a position on the hospital board is a level of audacity that leaves me breathless. Let us take a moment to analyze the sheer madness of Willow's strategy. Why would someone who is actively hiding evidence of a medical crime seek a highly visible, heavily scrutinized position on the board of the very hospital where those secrets are buried? Is it pure hubris, or is it a calculated move to gain the authority necessary to permanently bury the evidence? I lean towards the latter. By securing the 16th seat, Willow would have unprecedented access to hospital records, personnel files, and administrative protocols. She could theoretically erase her tracks completely. However, this is Port Charles, and secrets have a way of clawing their way to the surface. I firmly believe that Willow's aggressive push for power is actually her Achilles' heel. By putting herself in the spotlight, she is drawing the very scrutiny she needs to avoid, especially from a formidable adversary like Tracy Quartermaine. The situation with Drew's illness is profoundly tragic, and Willow's role in it makes her one of the most complex antagonists on the canvas right now. We have seen hints that Drew has been exercising a certain level of control over Willow, and we know that Jack Brennan has been working with Nina Reeves to secure blackmail material to free Willow from Drew's grasp. But the revelation that Willow herself has committed crimes regarding his illness flips the entire dynamic on its head. It makes me question everything about their relationship. Was she poisoning him? Was she altering his test results? Was she withholding crucial treatments? Whatever the specific nature of her crime, the fact that she is willing to go to extreme lengths to cover it up shows a chilling detachment from the sanctity of human life, a sanctity that a hospital board member is sworn to protect. This brings me back to Elizabeth Baldwin. How can a seasoned nurse like Elizabeth be so completely blind to Willow's true nature? I have to express my disappointment in Elizabeth's storyline here. While I love her character, her inability to see through Willow's manipulation is frustrating. Perhaps Elizabeth is projecting her own past struggles for redemption onto Willow, wanting to believe that Willow is a force for good. Or perhaps Willow has spun such a masterful web of lies that even the most intuitive people in Port Charles are being fooled. I would love to see a moment where the veil is lifted from Elizabeth's eyes, where she realizes that her glowing recommendation has empowered a woman who is fundamentally compromising the ethical standards of General Hospital. The fallout from Elizabeth's realization would be a powerful emotional beat that the writers need to explore. As for Tracy, I am eagerly anticipating her counterattack. Tracy Quartermaine does not simply get angry. She gets even, and she does it with spectacular flair. I predict that Tracy will launch a full-scale investigation into Willow's background, pulling every string and calling in every favor she has accumulated over the decades. Tracy will not rest until she finds the evidence that Willow is so desperately trying to hide. And when Tracy discovers the truth about what Willow has done regarding Drew's illness, the confrontation will be legendary. I can already picture the boardroom scene. Tracy, armed with undeniable proof, exposing Willow in front of the entire hospital administration, including a devastated Elizabeth. It is the kind of high-stakes, deeply emotional payoff that longtime fans of General Hospital live for. Furthermore, we must consider the broader implications of Willow's unraveling. She is already tangled in a web of legal troubles, with Harrison Chase struggling to establish boundaries regarding her involvement in fleeing the scene of Jordan Ashford's accident. Willow is fighting battles on multiple fronts. She is trying to manage the fallout from the accident. She is dealing with the blackmail and control dynamics involving Drew and Brennan. And now she is fighting a corporate war against Tracy while covering up medical crimes. It is a house of cards, and the wind is blowing fiercely. As a critic, I appreciate the complexity the writers have layered onto Willow, but as a fan, I am terrified of the collateral damage she will cause when she inevitably crashes. The psychological toll this must be taking on Willow is immense. To maintain such a massive facade requires a level of sociopathy that we have never fully seen from her before. She is smiling at Elizabeth, accepting praise and endorsements, while secretly terrified that her crimes against Drew will be discovered. This duality makes her a fascinating character to watch. Every time she appears on screen, I find myself analyzing her micro-expressions, looking for the cracks in her armor. The anxiety of being caught by Tracy must be eating her alive, which likely explains why the tension between them is so palpable. Willow knows that Tracy is the one person who can see through her, and that makes Tracy the most dangerous woman in Port Charles to her. In conclusion, this storyline revolving around the 16th board seat is shaping up to be one of the most compelling arcs of the year. It perfectly blends the corporate intrigue that General Hospital has always done so well with the deeply personal dark secrets that drive soap opera drama. Elizabeth's misplaced faith, Tracy's righteous fury, and Willow's desperate criminal ambition have created a perfect storm. As we continue to watch this explosive narrative unfold, I am left with a profound appreciation for the rich history of this show and the complex, flawed characters that keep us coming back decade after decade. We know that in Port Charles, the truth never stays buried forever. And when Willow Kane's secrets finally see the light of day, the shockwaves will change the landscape of General Hospital permanently. I cannot wait to see how it all plays out, and I know you all feel the exact same way.